Good evening. Stefan was on assignment today. We begin tonight with a Jewish family speaking out after they found hateful symbols drawn in chalk outside their Rockcliffe home about a month ago. The incident comes amid concerns about rising anti-Semitism here in Ottawa and across the country. CTV's Katelyn Wilson reports.
It was right here. She had been playing with the chalk for a day or two.
Water may have washed away the chalk, but Joe Addelman says what happened is something you can't erase.
Does impact how you feel in terms of safety in your own home, on your own property.
He says in late April, his 8-year-old daughter was playing outside their home and left her chalk on the driveway. When she came back in the middle of rainbows in a game of hopscotch, 2 swastikas.
It's very upsetting to be deliberately targeted like that.
Forcing a conversation Addelman says he didn't anticipate having with his daughter.
There is no explanation as to why people do that other than getting into, a lot of prejudice and hate and things like that. And that's hard to explain to an 8-year-old.
It's a feeling many in Ottawa's Jewish community say has grown in recent years, particularly since the October 7th attack on Israel and the start of the Israel-Hamas war.
We see the increase in small incidents like this, but we also see the other end of the spectrum where we're seeing record numbers of hate crimes, attacks on synagogues in Toronto and Montreal repeatedly, attacks on Jewish schools.
And the Jewish Federation of Ottawa says this incident is about more than what was drawn on the driveway. They say anti-Semitism is showing up in places where people should feel safe, in schools, in neighborhoods, and in everyday public spaces across the city.
And I think it's really important that our country understand that we are sliding away from the shared values of tolerance, of respect, of peaceful dialogue, and that it is not going to end with the Jewish community's targeting.
For Addelman, it's about what his daughter saw that day and what she learned, that even on a quiet street in a city she calls home, hate can find its way onto a driveway.
The way it was left for my daughter to find with her chalk in her little game, I find extremely upsetting.
Katelyn Wilson, CTV News.
And the Hate and Bias Crime Unit is also investigating after swastikas were spray painted at a Sandy Hill park. These images are of the graffiti that were shared with CTV News. Now, the hate symbols were painted on both the grass and the sign near the Sandy Hill Community Center. Now, it's not clear when this happened, but the graffiti was cleaned up on Monday. Was a tragic reminder of the possible dangers posed by apartment windows and balconies. Ottawa police now say 2 children are in hospital after falling from high-rises in the past week. The latest incident happened late Wednesday afternoon at the Blackstone apartment complex on Boblink Ridge in Stittsville. And as CTV's Tyler Fleming tells us, police are urging parents and caregivers to take precautions.
A child is in critical condition in hospital after falling from a 4th-floor balcony at Blackstone Village, a new apartment complex in Stittsville. Nearby residents say on Wednesday, shortly after 5 p.m., emergency responders arrived on scene, along with around half a dozen police cars, where paramedics took the child to hospital. Police say they've responded to 3 incidents involving young children falling from high-rise buildings over the past month. In late April, a 4-year-old boy died after falling from an apartment window. And over the weekend, another child fell in Vanier and is in critical condition. The incidents are a reminder of how quickly tragedy can happen, and police are encouraging families and caregivers to take precautions around open doors and windows.
Keep a watch out for young kids around those areas and not to treat those spaces as play areas, leaning on the screens, especially leaning on balconies, climbing on balconies can be very, very dangerous and unfortunately lead to some really serious consequences.
It is also important to keep furniture away from balcony railings, and in high-rise units, windows shouldn't be able to open more than 10 centimeters.
They are required by law to make sure that the windows are, the safety mechanism in those windows are functioning properly.
It's made to basically be a baby's head, can't fit out the window.
There can be risks for those living in houses as well, and at West End Doors and Windows in Ham enhanced safety features can be added to its products, like reinforced metal mesh for windows and limiters on patio doors.
That kick lock can be locked either fully closed or 3 inches open.
In older apartments, tenants can request the safety equipment be installed.
Take a look at your windows, inspect them. If you see any defects, any cracks, or even if the safety devices are not functioning, please reach out to them to have them repaired. And if you're not sure, just place the call.
Tyler Fleming, CTV News.
All right, let's take a first look at your forecast for tonight, starting with a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. We're sitting at 21 degrees here in Ottawa. CTV's Jackie Paris standing by now with more from the Weather Center. Jackie.
Well, we're anticipating some rain moving into our overnight hours. Majority of this weather system will be coming just before 7 a.m. and a lot of the focus will be along the seaway. We are anticipating between 10 to 15 millimeters of rain throughout the day. There might be a break in the midday, but it will move through later on in the evening. Yes, there is a chance that there is a risk of thunderstorm as well. Temperatures will be closer to about 23, 24 degrees. Factor in the humidity. By the afternoon, it'll feel closer to 31. So it'll be humid, it will be sticky, it will be wet as well. We are keeping a close eye on this because it is the Red Blacks home opener as well. So we'll get a closer look at that long-term forecast and more from your weekend in a little bit.
Thank you, Jackie. An outbreak of a stomach illness caused by a parasite in Kingston has made its way to Ottawa. Ottawa Public Health has confirmed there is one case now in the city. The illness, called cryptosporidiosis, is caused by ingesting contaminated food or water or through contact with infected feces from people or animals. There are at least 114 cases in Kingston. The source of the outbreak is still unknown. A Quebec man is facing charges in connection with the death of an Ottawa man whose body was found in the Ottawa River 1 year ago. 63-year-old Robert Prevost went missing in early 2025. He was found dead in the river near Dallaire Street in Clarence Rockland that May. Police believe he was the victim of a homicide. On Thursday, OPP arrested 51-year-old Luc Descaries. He's facing charges of first-degree murder, indignity to a body, and conspiracy to commit murder. 4 teenagers are facing charges after graffiti was found on municipal property in Smiths Falls last week. The town shared photos showing graffiti on a Pride sidewalk and a gazebo outside Town Hall. Police did not say what the graffiti was, but the Smiths Falls mayor called it discriminatory and intolerant. 4 18-year-olds are facing charges of hate-related mischief over $5,000. Well, millions of Canadians woke up with some extra money in their bank accounts on Friday. The one-time GST top-up payment is part of the federal government's new groceries and essentials benefit. CTV's Peter Sperling explains.
It's a week's worth of groceries for Santina Roop and her 4 children.
$400 for 4 bags of groceries.
Wow.
The food is expensive, very expensive.
The rising cost of food affecting many.
Like one family pack of hamburger feeds me 1 meal for me and my kids, and it's almost $30.
Now a bit of help. She's receiving just over $700, a top-up payment, as part of the new Canada Groceries and Essentials benefit.
I was surprised. Yeah, I was surprised and I was happy.
More than 12 million Canadians with low and modest incomes are eligible for the one-time benefit.
It's a significant amount of money, checks up to $533 today for a family of 4 to help with the pressures on cost of living.
The program was previously called GST-HST credit. When it comes to this one-time top-up payment, for single Canadians without children, it's a maximum of $267, while single people with children will receive $441 for one child and up to $717 with 4 children. The payment will be the same for married or common-law Canadians with kids. Those without will get a maximum of $349. The one-time payment is in addition to the overall quarterly benefit.
Having this directly come to Canadians who are experiencing affordability challenges and having trouble affording enough healthy food, this is really, really welcome.
I think it's a nice place to start. I think it'll give families a little bit of ease. I know that it would have helped me like 5 or 6 years ago.
The high cost of food has many shopping around looking for deals.
Grocery prices really going sky high.
We do everything that we can, and because we live where we are, stores are very close.
Roop putting her payment to good use almost immediately.
I have to.
Yeah.
I got mouths to feed.
Peter Sperling, CTV News.
Thank you. CHEO breakfast was held Friday morning, helping raise money ahead of the CHEO telethon right here on CTV. News Talk 580 CFRA's Bill Carroll hosted his show on site. And as CTV's Natalie Van Roy tells us, thousands of dollars were raised in only a few hours.
Hope is everything. At News Talk 580 CFRA's Thank You CHEO breakfast, 6-year-old Ziana Ruparelia reading a poem on how the hospital changed her life.
CHEO makes me feel supported, cared for. They really feel like an extended part of family.
Ziana has needed care from the day she was born.
It was a very difficult birth. So she was on, a CPAP machine to help her breathe at first, but we didn't know what the effects were going to be long term. So it was a lot of wait and see.
The 6-year-old and her family among those at the morning event. CFRA's Bill Carroll hosting his show, The Morning Rush, on site from 6 to 9 a.m. CTV Your Morning Ottawa also broadcasting at the hospital, connecting with families and medical professionals. Thousands of dollars raised Friday morning to support children and their families at CHEO.
There are really important ways that we're using donors' funding right now to build a new way of providing care in our integrated treatment center.
The breakfast is a kickoff to the CHEO telethon, which starts at 4 p.m. on Saturday on CTV Ottawa. Phone lines are open and donations can also be made online.
A big part of how we provide equipment and programs and physical space to the kids and families that need us, but it's also a way to bring the community back behind the scenes to see some of the stories, to really understand the impact of their generosity.
For those taking it all in during breakfast, the event inspiring.
I think it's an amazing feeling. At the same time, you feel like you're their mother because I'm a mom of 4 kids. So it feels really good, but also raising funds for these children.
Okay, wonderful, Dina. Thank you so very much.
Every dollar raised here at the phone banks helping children in need. Natalie Van Roy, CTV News, Ottawa.
He's there. When I see him, I'll say...
And many CHEO stories will be shared tomorrow on CTV during the CHEO telethon from 4 to 7 p.m. So be sure to watch and donate to help improve the lives of children and youth. And you can even donate right now by calling 613-730-CHEO. That's 613-730-2436.
18 to go in overtime. Savalainen is in for Ottawa. Plays it back. Jenner scores! Brianne Jenner wins it in overtime for Ottawa.
Right after the break, details on the Ottawa Charge parting ways with their captain. The PWHL is growing again, expanding to Hamilton, Detroit, Las Vegas, and San Jose in their 4th official season. And that means some major roster changes are in store for the current teams. The Ottawa Charge will be without their captain next season. Brianne Jenner, the first captain in franchise history and a big piece of the team's offense, is heading to Hamilton.
18 to go in overtime. Savalainen is in for Ottawa. Plays it back. Jenner scores! Time for Ottawa.
Instead of the traditional expansion draft, the PWHL implements an expansion roster distribution where the new club builds their teams by negotiating with unprotected players and free agents from the current teams. The Charge decided not to name Jenner to their 3-person expansion protection list earlier this week, opting instead to protect forward Rebecca Leslie, goaltender Gwyneth Phillips, and defender Rania Sanalainen. Now on Friday, the 35-year-old forward announced she would not be returning to Ottawa next season on social media. Jenner says she intended to finish her career in Ottawa, but the organization decided to move in a different direction, posting, "It was an absolute pleasure to step on the ice in front of the best fans in the PWHL. The way you've welcomed this team is what made my time here so special." The Ottawa Charge also taking to social media to thank Jenner, saying, "There couldn't have been a better person to lead this team into battle right from day one. You didn't just wear the C, you embodied everything it represents." All right, let's head back to Jackie Paris for a look at your weekend forecast and extended look at weather. Jackie.
All right, taking a look at our overnight lows. Here's what we're expecting for overnight: 18 degrees. Yes, the chance of showers moving in through much of eastern Ontario. Majority of it will be in the early part of the morning, but again, in the afternoon, there will likely be a thunderstorm risk. Daytime high anticipated 25 degrees, but in the late afternoon, with that humidity, it's going to feel closer to 31. Strong winds, too. We've got gusts between 30 to 50 kilometers as well. Keeping a close eye on this for you. But tonight's lows across eastern Ontario hovering around the mid-teens, 16, 17 degrees really throughout the region. Tomorrow's daytime highs will be much cooler than what we saw today. Temperature-wise, 22, 24 degrees. But again, that humidity in the late afternoon, it's going to be closer to 31. Now, taking a look at what we can see after the big rainfall on Saturday. Sunday's looking much more reasonable. Slight chance that we could see some showers in the early part of our Sunday morning, but by the time the afternoon, evening rolls around, we are anticipating clearer skies, which will bring us to much warmer conditions for the start of early next week. Yes, while the weekend will be hovering around 24 degrees. Monday, lots of sunshine, 27 degrees, and it will only get warmer by the time we get to the middle of the week. 30, 31 degrees anticipated. Still early, but there is a slight chance we could see some showers for Wednesday.
It's definitely frustrating at times. I think a lot of people are feeling the same thing around the city. Feels like every time summer comes and the nice weather comes, we're sitting in traffic on a Friday when everyone's trying to get out of the city.
All right, up next, West End construction continues with more traffic disruptions and delays expected on the Queensway this weekend. Well, a note to drivers, looks like Saturday will be a good day to fill up the gas tank. Gas prices are set to drop 6 cents a litre across stations in Ottawa and Eastern Ontario overnight. That will bring prices to around $1.71 a litre. Gas prices dropping are welcome news for drivers, but construction closures and delays, not so much, especially heading into the weekend. And with a new round of lane and ramp closures beginning tonight, you can expect more delays on the 417 in the West End. CTV's Josh Marano has the details.
As construction-related delays continue to frustrate drivers in Ottawa's West End, another round of disruptions is set to hit this weekend.
It almost feels like they're doing it on purpose.
Starting Friday night, the Ministry of Transportation is closing 2 inside westbound lanes on Highway 417 and 1 left eastbound lane between Kent and Preston Street, with work expected to wrap up Monday morning. It's something Eva Wang says she didn't know until CTV News told her.
It does help hearing it from you because then I have to plan for more time to be on the road. But if I had other leisurely plans, I probably would change them.
The new closures come as commuters are already dealing with delays near Pinecrest, where Stage 2 LRT construction continues to slow traffic.
Why they can't do it all the same time? It seems like every day there's more and more. We're getting big hectic.
Added reductions pose an issue for many drivers, including Cameron Donaldson, whose work depends on travel.
I'm a rep for Labatt, the beer company, so I travel around and manage inventory and sales at different restaurants, bars.
But he says it may be best to just stay home.
There's not a lot of alternate routes without getting off the 417, so it's definitely frustrating at times. I think a lot of people are feeling the same thing around the city. Feels like every time summer comes and the nice weather comes, we're sitting in traffic on a Friday when everyone's trying to get out of the city.
The downtown work is part of a larger provincial project to replace bridges, overhead signs, and upgrade infrastructure. According to the MTO, work will be taking place during nighttime and weekends to limit disruptions where possible.
It really changes our plans on the weekends. We actually have to consider the traffic time and the commute time when we want to plan, enjoying our lives and going out and being in the city.
Josh Marano, CTV News.
Well, we're getting a look tonight at the busiest red light cameras in the city. New data shows the camera on King Edward Avenue at St. Andrew Street in Lower Town nabbed the most drivers in the first 4 months of the year. It issued nearly 900 tickets during that time. That's followed by the cameras at Wellington and Bay, King Edward and Besserer, and Kent and Arlington, which all issued more than 500 tickets apiece. Overall, so far, the city has issued more red light tickets this year compared to last year.
The goal is to bring the joy of
promote Hickory golf and promote the history of golf and the historical aspect of golf.
Coming up, we head back in time as golfers in Ottawa dress up in period attire and use century-old style clubs, all for a good cause. A new elementary school in Ottawa will bear the name of former Prime Minister Brian Mulroney. The province announcing Friday they will honor the late Prime Minister by naming the new school in Mer Bleu after him. The school is opening in September. It will have about 700 students and will offer both English with core French and early French immersion. Well, it's a game of golf with vintage clubs and fashion dating back 100 years. CTV's Camille Wilson reports from Hickory Golf at their throwback tournament that's helping a vital modern-day cause.
Grab your caps, grab your knickers, and your Hickory clubs.
This is one of the reasons why we play Hickory, so we can get dressed up.
A mix of golf tradition and etiquette, this is Hickory Golf. Played with pre-1935 era clubs while dressed up in vintage clothing, wearing +4 shirts with neckties and Argyle socks.
I've been playing Hickories for 7 or 8 years.
Husband and wife Ron and Nadine Perlman came from New Jersey for the Ottawa Hickory Golf Challenge. Now pro Ron is teaching his wife the game.
The last couple of days we've been playing little 9-hole courses, and we're doing a crash course with her playing Hickory.
Hickory's different. When you golf with metals, it's easier than Hickory. Hickories, they're heavier, but this is like butter, I have to tell you.
There's one.
More than 130 golfers traveled back in time for the 3rd annual golf gathering.
Net proceeds go to a local food cupboard, the Osgood Emergency Food Cupboard. I hate when people lead with, it's a tournament for this, it's for that. This is not. We are benefiting, this organization, which is basically helping people in our community.
James Edgar, first time playing with Hickory clubs, he's got a good handle of it.
I managed to get one of my putts in for the putting challenge, which is great.
Hello.
A little bit different from my modern mallet putter. The goal is to bring the joy of
promote Hickory golf and promote the history of golf and the historical aspect of golf.
Introducing golfers to a more creative style of play, for the Pellmans, it was worth the trip.
She's starting to hit it pretty good, but it's an excuse for a vacation to get up here and meet a bunch of nice Canadian people and, have fun.
It's just a cool thing to do. It's different, and there's a lot of history behind golf.
The competitive open takes place on Saturday and Sunday at Stonebridge Golf and Country Club. Camille Wilson, CTV News.
One last official match to be played. 90 minutes remaining before the global gaze falls on.
All right, still to come, one more friendly tune-up match in Montreal for Team Canada ahead of the World Cup.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, it's Tanea Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford. Find your wild. More Bronco sports, more ways to roam this summer.
Another live look now through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. 21 degrees, cloudy conditions here in Ottawa tonight. We check in one more time now with Jackie Perez for a look at your wake-up weather. Jackie.
Well, you definitely want your umbrella if you're heading up first thing in the morning and you're staying out throughout most of the day. We are anticipating rain moving in. 18 degrees to kick things off. The chance of showers will carry through much of our Saturday. 10 to 15 millimeters is anticipated. There is a chance that we could see a risk of thunderstorm in the early part of our afternoon as well. Factor in that humidity. It'll feel closer to 31 than the anticipated 24 degrees. Sunday, much cooler. 24 degrees, morning, a chance of showers, but for the afternoon into the evening, mainly clear skies. And that will introduce us to the start of our early day for Monday and Tuesday, where we're anticipating lots of sunshine.
All right, thank you, Jackie. Well, Canada's men's soccer team in Montreal tonight for their last international friendly test against Ireland ahead of the FIFA World Cup next week.
This time swept in towards the 6-yard box. It's gone in. Canada with the early advantage from the set piece.
23 minutes in, Canada goes up 1-0 off the corner kick. It's actually an own goal by the Irish squad. Now, the score would stay that way until the half. Then in the second, Canadian keeper Maxime Crépeau couldn't stop the rebound off the Irish penalty kick. Ireland evens it up in the 60th minute. But that's how it would end. Canada sends off to the World Cup. That ends in a 1-1 draw. Now, this men's team extends their unbeaten streak to 8 games. That's not bad for the world's biggest tournament starting next week. And Canada's first FIFA World Cup game is next Friday, June 12th, against Bosnia-Herzegovina at Toronto Stadium. And you can watch that on TSN Craven right here on CTV starting at 3 p.m. All right, well, that's CTV News for this Friday, June 5th. And another reminder for you tonight, tomorrow, Saturday, a special day here at CTV. It's the CHEO Telethon from 4 to 7 p.m. Be sure to watch and donate to help improve the lives of children and youth. For all of us here at CTV News, thank you so much for watching. Have a great night. I'll see you again tomorrow night.